What's your name?
Travis Smith.
What brought you to Columbia?
Last year, my life fell apart. I had a series of events take place. My ex. It was just a very, 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 very terrible time. One event after the other, my health deteriorated. I worked very well. I worked at Reese in Hershey. Loved the job, made great money. I'm disabled. I have very severe impairment. And one thing led to another. I got sick of work. And I had to resign my job position. And several things happened through the year. My ex left me. I was stuck on the couch sick. I couldn't pay the rent, and I became officially homeless.
So how long would you say you were homeless? Since last year, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. What are some of the issues you have experienced with being homeless?
I just want to praise God for this place, because I have a bed to sleep in, I have warmth, I have food, wonderful food. Liz is absolutely an angel, absolutely. I can't express the gratitude for the kindness that I've received here.
Great. So you feel safe and secure here?
I feel absolutely safe. I feel cared about. I feel, yeah.
Do you feel like you're treated differently from members of the general community?
Oh, absolutely.
In what way? Can you elaborate?
Well, I told you about the Thunderbird incident, and how some individuals decided to check it out. An individual came out and cursed and said that vehicle is worth more than all your lives put together.
Right. So you feel like you were looked down upon,
Oh, yeah.
maybe? Like
Absolutely.
he was talking down to you?
Absolutely.
Since arriving at the shelter here, have you set any goals? Like goals for work or goals to move forward? I know you said you're disabled.
Yeah.
So that's...
My lawyer is working on my case, and I have a hearing date December 15th at 9:30 a.m. And he is very, very confident, that by God's grace it'll go through. Other goals is putting 40 minutes worth of music together on the piano to play at certain places. Keeping my mind occupied so that I don't go downhill, or I don't, get more into any unneeded depression.
I understand. What are some of the requirements you need to follow for being here at the shelter? Like curfews, duties, expectations?
You're re-vouchered every month, and to do that, you have to keep up with your treatment plan. You have to set certain goals at the beginning. You got to abide by the times that you're allowed to be in and what you're not. You're allowed to be in, and you got to be out. And that's gotten better because the colder weather allows us to be in here more, which I'm thankful for. But yeah, you have to have certain goals set. You got to be active. Like for me, it's taking my medications, making my doctor's appointments, psychiatrist appointments, letting Liz know all those and writing them down. Hey.
Is there anything else you would want the members of the community, residents of Columbia, is there anything you want them to know about being homeless, the challenges you face?
I would like to say that the most famous human in history that was homeless was Jesus. He said, the birds have nests and the foxes have foxholes, but the Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head. When he was on the cross, the guards gambled for his only possession, his coat. I think of that very often. I reflect on that for hope. And it's what keeps me going every day, as I've decided to place my hope in Christ and what he did on the cross. And this establishment is also has placed their hope in Jesus and what he did on the cross. So that's how I feel.
Okay, thank you, Travis.
Thank you.
What's your name?
Janice Hawk.
What brought you to Columbia?
I've been homeless for 5-6 months. A friend of my sister said there's a shelter right down the street.
So you were already in town?
No, I drove down here I stayed with my brother and sister-in-law, and they're crazy.
So you felt like you had to get out somewhere?
Well, they threw me out.
I see.
And I didn't do anything, but I drove down. It took me 6 hours for probably about a 3-hour drive. And I stayed at my foster daughter's one night, and my sister called me and she said, Janice, there's a homeless shelter right down from her friend's house. And so I came down and I talked to Lynn. And Lynn said, okay, you can... Well, no, I didn't talk to Lynn. I talked to somebody in the office. That's right.
So how long have you been here at the shelter then?
About 3.5 weeks.
Okay. How do you find it? Do you feel safe here, secure?
Yes.
You feel like
I
your
do.
needs are being met?
Yes. And it's a very good place to be. Everybody thinks the homeless are bums and that don't want to work or anything else, but that's not true. My husband and I had a ministry where we took kids in off the streets. And I've never been in this position before in my life.
So they just kind of encountered a bump in the road, as they would say. Something.
Yeah. And with the prices of rents going sky high, somebody on disability can't afford it anymore.
So you have to go somewhere.
Yeah. And the whole thing is they want money, 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 money. What happened to the world that we lived in before? It's all come down to nothing but money. And now they want to do away with the shelter, with the center. You can't do that.
People need a place.
There is at least there's more than that, but there's 2 of us that are in our 60s, and there's probably 4 or 5 that are in their 50s. We didn't deserve to be homeless. And people need to stop persecuting and start helping more.
So
and that's what they're doing here.
Do you feel like you've been treated differently because you're currently homeless?
Yes.
In what way? Like you said, persecution?
People are cruel. They're nasty. And, they think because we're homeless, we're less than them. And we're not. Because God made us all equal. And it's ridiculous. To put it bluntly, it's ridiculous.
Right.
Um,
Well, what are some of the requirements you need to follow to stay here at the shelter?
okay. We can be upstairs here until 4. Most of them are on the computers looking for jobs or what have you. People like me that's on disability, we don't have much. Their rules are simple to follow. We have chores, just like you would at home. Nothing major. And for people that are disabled, they take that into consideration.
What else do you want the community in general to know about homelessness, homeless people, your situation? Is there any message you want to convey to them?
Homelessness is something that everybody should fight against. They should help. It's something that is very important. Yes, you don't have to open your home, but there's other ways to help, like with the shelter, trying to run it out of business because people think that we're different. We're no different than anybody else. We're just right now down on our luck. We're not drunks. We're not drug addicts. We're just old people that have nowhere to go.
Okay, thank you, Janice.
You're welcome.
What's your name?
My name's James Schmidt,
What brought you here to Columbia?
and I ended up, my girlfriend, 13 years, she left me because I was being a jerk and I couldn't pay the rent, so I had nowhere really to live, and somebody told me about this place, so I came here and talked to Lizzie, the lady that runs it, and I got in here.
How long have you been here?
About a month now.
A month. Okay.
Yes.
Do you like it here?
Yeah, it's nice. I got a clean bed, I got food, I got a shower, and I got a place to do my clothes.
It's great. What are some of the issues you experienced with being homeless? In other words, you must have had a time when you were homeless, but you didn't
Not, I
come to the
I stayed
shelter.
at a place for 30 days, the legal amount of days I was supposed to stay. So I wasn't really homeless more than a couple days, but you know, it's just cold and wet a lot of times. And I was worried about where I'm gonna go or what was gonna happen to my puppy. And it was just worrying.
Right.
And I'm worried about my lady. You know,
Would you say you've undergone a lot of stress?
Yeah, I was really under a lot of stress.
Okay,
And some of it, a lot of it has been greatly lifted by being here.
that's great. Do you feel like you've been treated differently by members of the community, the general public, because you're currently homeless?
Yeah, when they see me with my backpack, they don't say nothing, but it seems like they're always looking at me like I'm a bad person, and I'm not a bad person. I'm trying to do it better for myself and for my family, you know, my lady and stuff. I don't know if I'll ever get her back, but at least I got my dog, kinda. She's being fostered, and I'll be able to get her and get an apartment. So this has been a good thing for me.
Have you set goals going forward? Or are you just kind of in a transition currently?
Kind of, but I'm still lost in the head and in my heart. My heart's broke, you know, from me and my lady separated, but I caused all of it.
So you're taking responsibility.
Yeah, but this time, we separated a long time ago for 3 months, and I drank and drugged all that time. But this time, I'm staying clean, I'm getting things done, what I'm supposed to do, and I have goals of soon getting my dog, being in an apartment, and now I have my dog as a emotional support dog, you know, so I can get in somewhere, and my goals are just to do the right thing, have a nice apartment. I have a storage with almost all our furniture and stuff in there, you know, so my goal is to get apartment soon, get my dog back, and let my lady know that I'm doing the right thing. She might not come back, she might, but I just want to let people know that I'm taking charge of things now and doing the right thing.
What are some of the requirements you need to follow to stay here at the shelter? For example, duties.
Okay, yes,
curfew.
yes, we have chores every night here. Each person gets a chore, and you go do that. Then they mark it off that you've done it. We have to be in here by 9:30. If you come in late after 9:30, you don't get in that night. And you have to respect the other people here and the neighbors. You have to respect them. And it's like, it's just you gotta follow the rules, and just do the right thing.
Is there anything you want the general community, say Columbia residents, to know about being homeless? Anything else that you would want to convey to them?
Yes. All homeless people aren't bad people. They just don't know what they're doing or what they want out of life. But some of the people that are homeless, like me, they're trying to do the best they can and find the help they need. And this shelter is the right place for somebody to be.
Okay, thank you, James.
Yeah.